This Wednesday is sure well past and well started. A week of school now. I believe school started now for approximately, exactly 1 week since school's been open, and most of the people are pretty well settled and all set up on that. Since that first day of school, it's almost starting to get into the old routine again. The old patterns and getting up in the morning, not like the summertime, sleeping, getting up whenever you please. Yep, school started. So as the school buses started transporting the children to school, everything's underway. All the gears are rolling, the wheels are turning. School buses. How was it on the first day of school, getting up early to catch the bus? Perhaps it was the first time you wanted to, or had to, catch a school bus to school. Does a child's mother who takes the school bus, does the mother come to the school bus stop? You know, most elementary school children, the mother usually comes along to make sure their child has made it okay. I don't know exactly how it would work in that respect. I wonder that. I only rode a school bus as an elementary student in the Meriden district. It was the only time I ever rode a school bus, so I moved a couple of times since I started school and completed school. And the way I ride in the school bus was, I think it's been different, but I don't know if it's still the same way from when I used to ride the bus. The reason I think it's been different is because I keep seeing these school bus safety tapes, and they show how the children are on the bus and everything, and they seem pretty calm. Maybe a few of them are not perfectly set in their seat, you know, with their hands folded. Well, I don't expect that. You wouldn't believe the school bus I used to ride on to school. Even catching it, it was a adventure. Even every morning when you were waiting for the bus. They say the school bus generally came about the same time every single day. And if you never wanted to be late and never early, let me rephrase that. If you never wanted to be late to catch the bus, you always left your house at the same time every day. Day after day, pattern. Boy, humans are such creatures of that clock. That old clock on the wall. Well, you pattern yourself in that respect, so you're always there at the same time. But do you ever think of laying out a pattern day by day of not directly going to the school? You leave your house at the same time, but you don't go to the school bus stop at the same time every day. You ever try to figure out the bus driver's route, where his bus goes, in case you miss your route? Maybe you can cut through woods and catch the next street over to catch the bus in the nick of time. Yeah, well, that's what I did. Me, my brother, and Kurt, kid who lived next door to us. Old Kurt. You know, Kurt seemed like he was fully grown up, but I was only going to elementary school, and he just seemed like he was, well, I knew he was a kid, but he was quote unquote a big kid to us. He was a good buddy of mine, good friend. I guess most elementary schools went up to the 6th grade, I believe. yeah. So that means I believe he was in the upstairs classes. This was at Nathan Hale, and these were all the big kids went. And so I had no problem with Kurt, because he knew the ways of the road, so to speak. He knew what was going on. Well, he also knew how the buses went too. It came to our particular bus stop, and it was the last in the neighborhood. Because the bus stop which we were assigned was right on the corner of my house, right there. The bus caught all upper part of the route, came down the neighborhood area, and caught the last stop. Last. And then it went on to other neighborhoods. But our certain bus, every single day, to get to the neighborhood, this is up by the Beavers Pond area. There's a certain bridge there, train bridge. It's cars travel over, but in order to get to this neighborhood, the bus would have to go over this bridge and then go through its cycle in the neighborhood. And every morning, that would be our signal when we heard the bus travel over that bridge. No, we didn't hear the bus travel over the bridge from my house. We didn't hear it from the bus stop. We heard the bus travel over the bridge from underneath the bridge. We were underneath the bridge. I think there was 2 trains that came each morning. On certain days of the week you can see 3 trains, because of the freight train came by twice a week, I believe, on Mondays and Wednesdays. And you know how much trains fascinate young kids. The train, I can remember the train as you'd stood underneath the bridge. You'd stand in between the 2 sets of tracks. You'd be fooling around, setting up things on the tracks, pennies, beer cans, just to watch the metal be crushed under the iron wheels of the train. You'd watch all that in preparation. Well, as we began to set our beer cans on the tracks and our pennies on the tracks, you'd see far, right where the 2 sets of tracks meet on the horizon, a light. Just a light. That's all you can see of the train, approaching train, was a light. In between this last train, if the whistle was too loud and we didn't hear that bus pass over that bridge, we were in trouble. Okay, the bus passes over the bridge, exactly timed out perfectly. As soon as we hear it pass over the bridge, all 8 wheels of the bus, that's it, that's our cue, that's our signal to move it. Get up on top of that bridge. We have to run down the hill, and the bus had just been completing its last neighborhood. It's looped around the neighborhood and caught it wasn't our bus stop. My bus stop was supposed to be on the corner of my house, but we picked up the last bus stop, so we always made it just in the nick of time. And just away from them tracks. Against time each morning to beat those buses, get ahead of it, to know exactly when it comes. I knew that it was timed out so perfectly that we didn't have time to even. In fact, one time we were late catching the bus because of the fact my brother had dropped all his books and we had to stop and pick them up. That's how close and how narrow the timing had to be. Timing had to be absolutely perfect. As soon as we heard the bus cross over the top of the tracks, we had to climb up on top and run directly down a hill about, I'd say, 100 yards. And by then the bus had just been making its last stop, just coming over the hill. And it looked like we had been waiting there the whole time to catch the bus. Then we get on our adventure trip, ride the bus to school, and just get there. The bus usually had about 1 or 2 minutes before the class start. Got off the bus, and the whole adventures of in the morning and school and riding a train was all over. Now time to begin your schoolwork. Well, tomorrow's another day, another trip, another bus ride, another story. Another time, another story, inside the world of Steve Sattler. Good night.